Hi guys, and welcome back to our game 2 best of 3 battler versus Joshua Lorcy. So we kicked off yesterday with our game 1. We had a really good game drawn out and managed to just utilize our tools to shut down the potential trick room from Joshua's side of the field and kind of just get our board positions, make some good calls, and we did get quite a bit of information going into game 2. So hopefully we can kind of keep on top of that today. We've got to think about what Joshua is going to do to change his game plan up going into this game, because I think he probably will want to change some aspects of the game up going into this next match. So we need to consider that when we're going into the team preview and look at his options. What would be good against what we brought? So he led off with Arcanine Lele yesterday. He had the P2 and the Gigalith. Now, does he go with that again? He knows we've got Taunt on the Lele this time around. He knows our Lele is faster than his Arcanine. And we probably uncovered a little bit of information, just allowing us, some information regarding his Lele being scarfed. Now, whether he brings the Kartana here, that's the only thing. It does cause our Lele a lot of issues, but we did reveal as well that we had the Bulldoze on our Arcanine. We may see the Coco here as well. That's the other option that we could see. But I don't feel like I really want to deviate too much with what I brought yesterday, to be honest. It's pretty solid. It's got all the tools I need to kind of shut the trick room down. We've got a lot of good synergy to kind of switch our board position up as well. Do you need to be careful with that P2 because it is throwing out a lot of damage, but we know it's got Shadow Ball and Ice Beam. I still don't feel comfortable bringing I'm gonna have to click in the Ninetales here and Xurkitree, but we'll click in, we'll select what we had, the same four as yesterday, and hopefully we get on alright. I think we're going to have to adapt our game plan a little bit with maybe what we go for here. If we see the P2 as a lead, we've got to be aware that we could potentially see a Shadow Ball rather than a Trick Room that first turn. So it's going to be a little bit of a mind games here. We do see Tapu Koko and Porygon 2 lead for Joshua. And we stick with our same lead. So Tapu Koko going to get the Electric Terrain up. And we'll overwrite that with our Psychic Terrain. Now, one thing we could do here is, one calc that I've always had with my Porygon 2 is that, with the Helping Hand with the Arcanine, is that the Shattered Psychic in Psychic Terrain does pick up the KO on Porygon 2, like most of the time. So, we could go for that play turn 1. We're not too threatened by what the Coco is going to do to us. I'm kind of tempted to go for that and just really get rid of the P2 straight off the bat. So let's lock in with that. Let's go with the Shattered Psyche Helping Hand. See if we can catch him. I don't know if we're going to be able to. So there's the Helping Hand from Arcanine. What are we going to see this Tapu Koko go for? Oh, it goes for the Sky Drop. Oh. That is such a good play. And he gets the Trick Room up. Okay. So it completely takes our Lele out of the game this first turn. Okay. So we can't really do anything because we're going to be dropped after the Tapu Koko moves. So, let's just lock in with whatever, and then what can we do? I guess, do we bring the Garchomp in? Oh, don't really want to bring the Garchomp in. I guess we could get some damage off onto the Porygon 2. But it's probably better. Oh, I don't know. We might see the Gigalith switch in for the P2 here. Let's switch in Celesteela. I guess the plus thing is we avoid a Shadow Ball this turn round. So there's the Sky Drop. Has Josh just gone to reverse the Trick Room? Yeah. Okay. Which again is a really good play. And now what do we do? Huh. Could taunt the Porygon 2 and switch in the Arcanine again. Oh, huh. It's really thrown a spanner in the works with that Sky Drop. I think it'd taunt the P2, and I'm going to switch out Celesteela into Arcanine again. The thing is with bringing Garchomp in there, you know, there's every chance he could Ice Beam into that slot. It's quite an obvious switch into Garchomp in this situation. I think we're going to see a double into the Lele here. The Nature's Madness from the Corcor. We do get the taunt off onto the P2. And a Shadow Ball, yeah. And although we got the taunt off onto the P2, it's not really doing us many favours going into the rest of the match, because we've really lost all capability. You know that the P2 can just switch out now. I think we bring in Celesteela here, because we can't protect with Garchomp. Okay, so I think we should survive whatever the Corcor throws at us, so we can probably go for you've got to imagine that the Corcor is probably Assault Vest. So you could Heavy Slam into it. And just go for a Flare Blitz as well into that slot. Yeah, let's try that. So it's Volt switching out into the Celesteela. It's a critical hit. Okay. See what comes in. And it's the Arcanine. Yeah. So you do get the Flare Blitz off into the opposing Arcanine, do a little bit of chip damage. I'm going to follow that up. We would have been better off there going for a Leech Seed. And then just a Shadow Ball coming out into Celesteela. Further putting it in range for a Flare Blitz from this opposing Arcanine. And that taunt is going to wear off very soon on the P2. I feel like Joshua just probably doubles up into the Celesteela slot here, maybe Flare Blitz and an Ice Beam, expecting the Arcanine to come in. But then again, it might. I think we go for a Leech Seed into the Arcanine. We've got to make some plays, I guess, here. And I'll go for a Bulldoze as well. And hopefully expects to protect on maybe the Celesteela this turn, not going into it. But nah, just seeing right through that. Going straight for it, not messing around. I'm kind of covering the Garchomp switch in there, but the taunt wears off on P2. going to be quite easy for him just to set the Trick Room up, get the Gigalith in and start just nuking stuff. Guess that only out is Rock Slide, get some flinches and Flare Blitz into the P2. But we saw how much damage the Ice Beam did in the last game. And the P2 isn't download, so you've got to imagine it's analytic. Is it analytic or is it the other one? I don't know, I can never remember. P2 avoids, but I don't think it matters really too much at this point. And there's the Trick Room, the dreaded Trick Room. So setting up the Gigalith to come in now. And there it is. And because we've got Assault Vest on the Garchomp, we're not really going to be able to protect ourselves out of this. So we can just, I guess, let's go Helping Hand, Earthquake. And if Garchomp gets through this turn, it's going to do some decent damage. At least it'll give us a kind of an indicator. But there we go. We are going to see the Rocky MZ on the Gigalith, which is good information going into the game 3, which it's going to be. Josh has played this really well, kind of adapted really well to what was probably one of the biggest issues on his team. He got rid of the Lele so early, doubling into the Garchomp here and picking up the clean kill. So very good game to Josh, and like I say, he adapted extremely well in this game, taking the Lele out of the equation for his P2 to kind of just do all the work it needed to. So I think it's back, the ball's back in our side of the court for this next game. We need to kind of adapt a little bit, but then also kind of think Josh probably knows we're going to have to adapt. So it's going to be a bit of a mind game, but it always is in a best of 3, and this is the thing that we need to try and get across to you guys. Like, very good game to Josh, and we're going to an exciting game 3. So if you guys have enjoyed today's episode, as always, please leave a like on the video. Do hop across to Josh's channel and check out the video from his perspective. You can follow Josh on all his social tags in the comment section below, and we will be back for game 3 tomorrow, so do stay tuned for that, guys. It'll be at the same time as always, around 9 PM 9:30 PM UK time, and I will see you then. So whatever you're doing, guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all tomorrow. So until then, bye bye.